Hello, friends. It's the Cinemondo podcast.
Hello.
What's up with Stranger Things?
Oh,
Something going on.
Season
Always
5.
going on.
I know the Duffer Brothers created this show. It started when these kids, these actors were 10, 11 year old kids, and now it's like that was 2016. So now it's 9 years later, and we're getting the trailer for the 5th season, which doesn't come out until 2026. So,
Right.
So basically a season every 2 years, but it's sort of stretched out because now Millie Bobby Brown, who is a young actor, is now a big star, and she's got other things going on in her life. Same with some of the other actors. So anyway, Stranger Things diehard fans are waiting for it.
That's the thing about kids, like, whether you have thought about this or not, if you're ever going to produce your TV show, if you have kids in your TV show, be aware that they grow up. And I've worked on shows where the whole idea is about kids. You've seen it all through history in TV series where kids grow up and then they have to somehow adopt a cousin Oliver or something to be the new cute little kid to join the family somehow, or Ernie on My Three Sons or something. And these kids grew up, They're not kids.
I feel like Duffer Brothers, they're super smart dudes. I saw a screening of Stranger Things, the premiere a few years ago. I think it was season 3. I'm not sure. And they were there talking about it, and they're so earnest. Like they genuinely love the whole idea of this, the whole structure. They knew the kids were going to grow up.
Yeah.
If everything they hoped for came true and it was a hit and they could keep making seasons, it was kind of a built-in thing.
Right.
Even though seeing them as kids was extra fun because it just felt more nostalgic. And as they get older, of course, kids aren't quite as cute, but they all have the same problem. Or they had like the kids getting older, but they're in high school. And then they have all of that they're dealing with on top of all the other shit they're dealing with. So they built in all this great emotional resonance that was great. The other thing they did that was great is they introduced Eddie, this amazing character.
Yeah.
My most favorite. And what was funny, I was kind of getting a little tired of Stranger Things. Same kids, same dynamic, and all that. When they introduced Eddie, he became this like vibrant light that disrupted the whole thing. And it's almost like the other actors were busy, so they gave him a lot to do in the series, especially leading up to the season. So when he came in, he was just so great. He was kind of a bad boy. He sold drugs. He had long hair, but he was also into Dungeons and Dragons, so he's also a big nerd. So that's another thing kind of built in, was the whole Dungeons and Dragons thing, which is coming into this because now they're kind of dealing with this as a Dungeons and Dragons like challenge, which is very fun. If you haven't seen Stranger Things by now and you're watching this, they kill Eddie off. So everyone was mad because why did they kill him off? Well, it's all the news. Because everyone's like, is Eddie going to be back? Because he was so great. He died in the Upside Down trying to defend everyone. He became a hero for once in his life. It was great and so cool. And he's portrayed by that great actor, Joseph Quinn, who's gone on a very big deal.
Sort of made his career because he was
put him on the map.
A Quiet Place, the last one, and some other things, some big movies. So yeah, he really was a spark to the show. And of course, it's hard because some of these actors, like the kid who plays Dustin Henderson, his name is Gaten Matarazzo. He's got a thicker beard than me at this point. So you watch, you go, they're like 25 years old now in that range. So they've got to play adults somewhat.
Well, some shows, I've worked on some shows where they tried to keep the kids, but what's funny is when you work on the shows and you see these kids show up for work and they're driving their BMW SUV and they jump out and they're smoking a cigarette and they come in and they get in the wardrobe and they put the makeup on and they're like, gosh, guys, let's go play, and they're
not doing that in this. They're not doing this. They're letting them be older. But also, they've actually created some stars. I mean, Finn Wolfhard's been in a ton of stuff now. Like he's kind of becoming a thing now. So between Millie Bobby Brown, Finn Wolfhard, and then Gaten, the Mark just
and of course, Well, but you also have Winona Ryder and David Harbour.
Yeah, established
Matthew
actors.
Modine, established actors that sort of, bring in the adult vibe to it. So,
sorry.
Here it comes.
Season 5 trailer coming next year.
You ready?
Yep.
Okay, everybody, quiet. Hold the work.
Going right to it.
We can begin.
There's no time.
starting to lose it. Being stuck in here, no end in sight. Maybe tonight is our break. We find Vecna. We end this once and for all. Together.
This isn't like one of your campaigns. You don't get to write the ending. Not this time.
He's planning to end our world. And he's not gonna stop until we're drained of every last ounce of suffering.
Stay true to ourselves. Stay true to our friends.
Do it.
No matter the cost.
You are going to help me. One last time.
Okay. They showed a lot.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Tell me, Mark, you especially because I think you saw it more recently than Burke did, but is Steve Harrington not in this? The Joe Keery, I think I saw him in one tiny group scene.
Well,
maybe
I didn't see him. I also
We're worried
didn't
about
see
that.
David Harbour, like Eleven's, dad or adopted dad.
that was kind of
Yeah,
that's a
it
little
was
scary.
it was very heavy on the other kids and sort of the demons or whatever from the Upside Down.
I feel
Yeah.
like Noah Schnapp, who plays Will, who I think has had one of the great character arcs. He's fantastic. So he's kind of in touch with he always kind of has had an extra sense for it. But I love how he's becoming like a dominant character. And they're kind of did they finally establish he was gay? I wasn't sure. Did they? Because he always seemed like he had a crush on Finn.
Yeah, they haven't just come out and said it, but it's kind of
very cool.
fairly heavily.
So
yes,
he had that great scene at the end where he's like, "We have one more thing to do," or whatever. He's like, "That was fantastic." But where the fuck is Steve? I'm very worried about this. And they seem to be crying, and I don't like that. But this is the last season, so now's the time to kill people off, right?
Yeah. It seemed to me this trailer seemed very overwrought.
Very well. It's a very big deal.
The music. You got Queen playing "Who Wants to Live Forever" and
I
all
know,
that.
kind of as it works out.
Queen has played before in other episodes of Stranger Things. It's been a part of this show.
And just
Queen,
kind of relaunching Kate Bush as well, and. But
right.
That was so good. They did such a great job with her song. I love that they kind of brought that song to the top again. It became like this huge hit again because of Stranger Things, because it was such a great theme.
I felt it was a little too much, showing too much, and and also just we know there's going to be this big apocalyptic fight at the end. We don't need to really see that. You can sort of play into that. Like, what's the whole season going to be? Because it's probably going to be whether there's the first half starts November 1st or whatever, and the second half starts Christmas. That's what I saw. So there's probably like 10 episodes total.
And then there's going to be a theatrical run for the last episode or something, I think.
Oh, is there really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Like a feature film, I thought, like a feature film finale.
Yeah. So there's a lot in this, but partly too, I think some of the epicness too was like they're all in that weird army base and they're probably going to try to get out of that, which looked like a lot of it, but that should probably be hopefully the first half because that's already established. So I'm sure most of it's going to happen on the Upside Down area, where hopefully Eddie will come back and save the day, which is what I want.
Well, I hope they don't make. I mean, I know this is the last, so they have to sort of have this huge ending. But I think what I liked about Stranger Things was sort of the smaller world it created, not necessarily have all the monsters all the time.
Yeah.
Like, what's the relationship between these kids and the townspeople? And that was sort of enjoyable. All the Upside Down stuff is interesting and fun, but less is more, I think. With that stuff.
Yeah, but that's all been leading to the Upside Down. I mean, the whole thing is about like this. You know, first it was just inside a tree or something. You know, so now it's become a thing. They finally discovered that they need to explore it. Like, I want to see more of it, but I don't want it to be just the same old thing. You know, you want to see more. But I love the whole basic idea of Stranger Things to start off very 80s. It was very cool. It's like they have that whole, like, you know, experiments on kids and the kids with telekinesis and who's, you know, the whole concept is great.
Very fighter starter.
Gets a little samey, but now they're trying to build to something, which I'm excited to see it.
Yeah.
Well, I've committed to 4 seasons, so I will watch it because, you know, you have to.
You have to watch it.
I do. And my daughter loves it. So, you know, I watch it.
Yeah. Fantastic. And the actors are so good. They're so committed and great. I love them.
And Winona
they're lucky that their kids grew up properly. You know, it's like sometimes you wonder, like, I was always amazed by the Harry Potter films when they got those kids in the first Harry Potter film. They were like tiny youngsters. And as they grow up through the series of films, they actually grew into their characters really nicely. And, you know, they all stayed kind of cute, you know, and cool looking. So they were very lucky that that they still had access to these kids, first of all, and that they grew up good. And these kids have kind of grown up into their, they still look like the kind of person, it's hard to explain. They still look like the person instead of growing into looking like actors, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, so you guys, put in the comments, are you keeping up with Stranger Things? What do you think is going to happen? Will they persevere? Who's going to die? Who's going to die in this? My bets are on Steve for sure, and it looks like Noah might end up being the big hero. You know,
I think Noah, and we'll see. But of course, 11 is Elle's going to do something.
Lucas is also really great. Like, he's the one that's been kind of like saving the day most of the time. He kind of rides in on his bike and saves the day. So he could also be one that's kind of in the background, just sort of waiting to have his big moment. So I'm very excited.
And they can't hurt the fan base too much with who they hurt or kill.
But you also want to hit people unexpectedly, because you kind of expect to get comfortable that they're not going to kill off characters you love, which I think is a brave move to do that.
Yeah. Speaking of Game of Thrones, where you
seriously, holy shit.
And it works sometimes. Yeah.
All right, Stranger Things is going to be a big hit regardless.
Steve.
Yeah. Okay, everybody.
It's going to be popular.
Bye. Oh yeah, I think it'll be okay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.